Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're living in a watershed moment for women's basketball, and it's all thanks to one name, Caitlin Clark. But this isn't just a story about a phenomenal rookie. It's about the clash of generations, the shifting landscape of the WNBA, and the surprising fall from grace of a legend, Sheryl Swoopes. Get ready because in this video, we're diving deep. The Indiana Fever, a team once synonymous with mediocrity, a team that struggled to draw fans, a team that many wrote off as irrelevant. Now, they're the hottest ticket in town, the team everyone wants to play for, the epicenter of the WNBA universe. And according to some very loud voices, that should not be happening. So strap in as we're going to unpack this powder keg. Remember a few months back when Sheryl Swoopes confidently declared that Caitlin Clark wouldn't attract top free agents to Indiana? Well, let's just say that prediction aged like milk left out in the sun. Not only did the Fever land some serious talent, they dominated free agency, and I mean dominated. We're talking Natasha Howard, Dana Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and even Sydney Colson, Aja Wilson's best friend, all chose Indiana. All chose to play with Caitlin Clark or to be a part of the organization that values and support the growth of women's basketball. The initial sentiment against Clark was intense. I recall many conversations with fellow analysts, and a common concern revolved around her ability to transition. Questions lingered. Could her style translate? Would the physicality of the WNBA overwhelm her? I will admit some of the critiques of Clark during her rookie season were valid. However, to suggest that she wouldn't attract top-tier talent due to locker room issues was unfounded speculation. Swoopes, a Hall of Famer and a pioneer of the game, seemed determined to position herself as the ultimate Caitlin Clark skeptic. She loudly questioned Clark's ability to adapt, suggesting she'd need years to adjust. But the narrative has shifted dramatically, thanks in large part to Clark's undeniable impact both on and off the court. Stephanie White, the Fever's general manager, went to work like a surgeon. She brought in accomplished veterans who wanted to be in Indiana. Players who saw the vision, the potential, and the opportunity to be part of something special. Can you imagine Swoopes scrolling through her phone, seeing the headlines? Natasha Howard, Dana Bonner, Sophie Cunningham all signing with the Fever. It must have been a moment of disbelief. Maybe she needs a new magic 8-ball because it's clear her predictions were way off. When asked why she signed with Indiana, Sydney Colson said that Kelsey Mitchell was actually the first person she hit up because they built a bond here playing O for the last 3 years. She also heard some good things about Caitlin Clark from her ace teammate Kate Martin as well, so that made the decision easy. It's the ultimate irony. Swoopes dismissed the players, yet they specifically wanted to play alongside Kelsey Mitchell, one of the exact players Swoopes had previously dismissed, and of course she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about dominance. Clark is out here dropping 40 points, breaking records, and elevating the game. Meanwhile, Swoopes takes are aging faster than unrefrigerated milk. In a recent interview, Swoopes even seemed hesitant to acknowledge her own dominant seasons. It's as if she's willing to rewrite her own history rather than admit Caitlin Clark's greatness. The level of scrutiny Clark is under is unprecedented, and it's disheartening to see someone of Swoopes' stature contribute to the negativity. At this point, criticizing Caitlin Clark has become a professional sport, and Sheryl Swoopes is apparently gunning for the gold medal. It's a masterclass in bitterness, and frankly, it's beneath her legacy. Why the resistance? Why the negativity from some WNBA veterans? I believe a big part of it comes down to this idea of waiting your turn. Many veterans had to grind for years, playing in relative obscurity, before seeing even a fraction of the attention Clark receives. It's not an easy path, and many have struggled with the lack of resources for so long. Clark didn't wait. She shattered records, embraced the fans, and single-handedly elevated women's basketball to unprecedented heights. That success, that instant success, can be hard to swallow for those who paved the way. The veterans did not get to enjoy the fruits of their labor when WNBA was still developing, so it's understandable why they may feel some type of way that Caitlin Clark comes in during a time where the WNBA is booming. Think about it. For years, WNBA players fought for recognition, for better pay, for a bigger platform. Clark arrives and suddenly, the world is watching. While on one hand, veterans should be happy, on the other hand, they may think to themselves, why couldn't this happen when I was playing? The veterans have to be careful about the way that they speak on Caitlin Clark because it is not only a bad look, but it is ungrateful because they are essentially biting the hand that feeds. I remember speaking with Lisa Leslie after a game in 2002. She talked about the struggle to get media coverage, the constant fight for respect. It was a different era. Clark benefits from that groundwork, but she also deserves credit for amplifying it. Caitlin Clark didn't need anyone's approval to become the face of the sport. She has more global recognition than half the WNBA combined. It's not her fault. It's what happens when you're a once-in-a-generation talent. Some say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. And where's Swoopes in all of this? Mia, silent. She was so vocal before, but now that Clark is thriving and the Fever are building a powerhouse, she's nowhere to be found. You know, Swoopes was even calling a Dallas Wings game where the commentator was praising Caitlin Clark and she was silent for 60 seconds. The silence was deafening. So Sheryl, what happened to players don't want to go to Indiana? Who exactly were you talking to, the ghosts of teams past? Because real, high-caliber players are signing with the Fever like it's the VIP section of an exclusive club. Caitlin Clark is a polarizing figure. People gravitate towards her. It's okay. Clark's success doesn't diminish what Sheryl Swoopes accomplished. Clark's arrival doesn't diminish anything that the WNBA veterans have done. Instead of being upset about it, the WNBA veterans should embrace the change. Swoopes sees the writing on the wall. She knows Clark isn't just the future of the WNBA, she's the present. She's already the face of the league, and she's about to take over in a way that no one else has. The way she casually pulls up from the logo like it's nothing, that's different. The way she threads passes that make defenders look clueless, that's special. The way she's got the WNBA breaking records before her second season even starts, that's generational. Remember, the WNBA is growing. Women's basketball is growing. It is not a zero-sum game. It's time to put the petty feuds and bitterness aside. So, what do you think? Is the Caitlin Clark era here to stay? Are the Fever legitimate title contenders? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth analysis of the WNBA and the legacy of women's basketball. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.